Okay, hello, YouTube, Google Plus people. How y'all doing? Good morning. Well, it's afternoon. It's 111, 111, as we look at the time. See, okay, that's called synchronicity. Everybody, I got a ticket. Go in. This is a $3 one too. Okay, no time for jokes. Fucking tribes getting slaughtered. Look, this is my witch's ladder, everybody. For all people who do not know what a witch's ladder, never seen one, this is mine. Okay, I'm not a witch yet, but working on it. You can't be a witch unless you have 40 scratches. You don't have 40 scratches, you're not a witch. You're just a poser. That's all you are. Okay. Boom. Does anyone understand what a witch's ladder is? How does it work? Like, how do you use it? Or I'll give you a brief explanation. Okay, I made this. All magical tools should be personally made. All magical tools should be made a certain way. You make a wand out of certain wood, okay, for different purposes. We have different wands. Okay, the wand that you use for necromancy is not the same wand you use for other things. Okay, that's a certain wand. Just make a small example. Okay, it has to be taken from a tree and from a graveyard. It has to be a certain type of wood. Blah blah blah. Okay, so look, Satan, Lucifer, Florius, Leviathan, Belial, Ambitious, Varine, Unzer, Euronymous. Satan symbolized spirit, Lucifer air, Florius fire, Leviathan water, Belial earth, Ambitious negative polarity, Varine positive polarity healing, Unzer life, Euronymous death. Okay, now it's a little teaching for you. A little witchcraft teaching. Or all the arts are somewhat interconnected. What are our arts? Witchcraft, sorcery, and magic. Okay, and witchcraft is actually switchcraft. That's what it is. Witchcraft. It's switchcraft. Out of all there's different kinds of witchcraft, there's different kinds of sorcery, there's different kinds of magic. Okay. Witchcraft that I came across that I find the most interesting, I find to be most interesting to me was sabbatic witchcraft. That's some serious shit. Sabbatic witchcraft. That's really something. Okay, when I investigated that, if you try to read the teachings of sabbatic witchcraft, it's written in a certain way where you have to understand what they're talking about. It's hidden knowledge, hidden. It's not. You have to be initiated or be able to be under the grace of the Holy Spirit. So then, you can see, you can give discernment. All right. So boom. Okay. So we're at Clone Conspiracy Part 6 now. I have some new information there, but let me go make sure that we finish here with the clone. Well, okay. Okay, yeah. So remember I was talking about it's possible that somehow all our souls are consumed. Like, let's say, use for example. Okay, say we used to live on Mars, okay, and then the virus was triumphed and got everyone to turn against each other. And then we blew ourselves up with nuclear weapons. Okay, so everyone on Earth, everyone on Mars, when we lived there, died. And then what did they do? In the process of blowing ourselves up into oblivion, they fractured the universe. They fractured. They made a fractal environment for us. Vortex, a prison, a quarantine. And fucking consumed us and imprisoned us here and here. Okay? So, man, remember, the flood was not a fucking. The flood was man-made. The enemy made the flood. The enemy made the flood. The enemy drowned us out of Atlantis. The enemy came, wiped us out of Atlantis, wiped us out, and then villainized us. And the same thing they do now, the enemy propaganda, and said, no, those are the bad people. They came from Mars. Those are the bad people. Yeah, bad people. Let's drown them. Let's kill them. Yeah. Okay, then what happened? You know, Lord of the Tier Canal. I told you, Hugh Man. I was Hugh the Great. Okay, they know who I am, whatever. So, Hugh Man. Okay. So they wiped us out, and then we came back, and then we were Lord of the Tier Canal. Okay, I told you they chased us from England, out of England. We were in England. Okay, then they came, took over all our castles and murdered us, and stole all our children, kidnapped us, and killed us, and wiped us out. So then we hauled ass, and we went to. Could have went to France, you know. See, I thought we had gone from England to Spain, but we may have gone to France. And I'm trying to, you know, figure out what is the French connection there. What's the French connection? Why do we have a fleur-de-lis in our fucking crest? You know, where the fleur-de-lis come from, and why when you go to the process of the sorcerer's death, why do you speak French? Start speaking French. Anybody who's undergone the sorcerer's death or seen somebody undergo the sorcerer's death. That's where that bullshit in Exorcist came from, where people's head turns around. Okay, that's what happens. Okay, does that actually happen? I don't know, but that's what is seen by a person that observes this. Okay, this happened to me. This happened to me. Okay, what happened? I was playing pool with my buddy, my parents' house, and there was a shadow spirit that had been on the property that earlier that night. Okay, I was on my balcony, smoking a blunt, joint, whatever, and I saw a shadow run across the fucking backyard. Okay, I went, what the fuck? I said, hey, who is that? You know, I said, who is that? I mean, it was so blatant and so obvious. You know, I knew I fucking seen it, and I yelled at it. Like, who is that? What? You know. So obvious. Well, the shadow didn't say anything, but he went like this, ran across the fucking backyard. Okay, and I seen it, and now what happened? Now we had spotlights down there. There was a porch, and then I had a balcony in my room. My parents, you know, my mother designed a nice house. So we lived in a house, and then we owned the lot next door. We moved next door. Okay, my mother designed the house. She went to school for interior decorating, design, and all that shit. You know, my father was doing all right at the time. So, yeah, as they did. So, at first, my sister lived in that room. Then my sister moved out. Then I left, came back, and then I lived in there. You know, had a balcony and shit, sliding glass door. So I seen the shadow run across the backyard. And then I seen the shadow coming, like, on the wall where the fucking spotlight was. And I got scared and went inside and shut the fucking door. Okay, this is a true story. I'm telling you, this shit actually happened to me. Right? This shit actually happened. You know. Okay, so what happened? Now I'm in the house and I hear it was fall and there was leaves around. You know, and then where there's the indentation where the deck came in. You know, my parents' bedroom was here, and this side was the living room. Then open up to the deck in the back. Nice. You know, we had a little frog pond and shit, a little waterfall. Mother had a garden. We had yeah. And then there was a little bit of woods behind there, and then there was a gas line back there. Well, you know, who knows? There's a gas line. Who knows what the fuck it was? It could be underground tunnel. We don't know. You know, we don't know what these people are doing really. Okay, so, um, so what happened? So now I'm in the house by myself. Okay, you know, I'm a little freaked out. You know, I'm a little freaked out. So what happened? So now I hear the wind is whistling around in the little indentation part where you walk inside into where the kitchen is and shit. And in my room I can hear the wind going shh, like swishing around real hard, you know. And I heard shit going against the window, like sticks, and then this is a true story. You guys see, I'm in my right mind, okay? I'm not fucking bugged out. Yo, I swear I heard a knock, you know, at the window. Came out of my room, and there's a balcony, you know, so you could see the door. I looked down, and there was an area that was fogged down with a face in the fucking, imprinted in the fucking window. Real evil, scary. Well, no such thing as evil, but real scary looking face. Okay. Now I'm really bugged out. So right, so hold on. I'm walking around the house with a butcher knife at this point. And I called my friend. I said, "Yeah." So what you doing? I said, "Come on over. You know, I got something for you. You know, I have a little something for him." So I said, "Come on over." He said, "All right." Now I'm waiting. Wait like an hour. He don't show up. He doesn't live that far away. It'll take him like 10 minutes to drive to my house or whatever. 15 minutes. Not even. 10 minutes probably where he was. Now, I call him back. I say, "Yo, where are you, man? We're waiting for you. I got something for you." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, What do you mean? You don't remember me calling you and telling you to come over?" He said, "No, you never called me." Okay? So whoever I talked on the phone was not him, you know. I had a couple of instances where I had strange phone calls where I heard strange noise on the other side, you know, very, you know, strange shit. So anyway, so then he ended up coming over. Okay, say now. Remember, I saw the scary face. This is the same night. I seen the scary face in the window. I hear the wind switching around, banging stuff against the window. I see the shadow person run across the backyard and then come on the wall, you know. I heard the knock on the window. Scary face. Well, my friend Colin went downstairs. What happened? That's the night that I went to Sorcerer's Death, you know. What happens at Sorcerer's Death? You fucking levitate off the ground, you speak French, and it appears that your head spins around, whatever, you know. It's probably just some kind of illusion that your head really doesn't spin around. Then you spit out some fluid like amniotic fluid. You know, this is similar to what I'm about to tell you about. Okay, this is an actual Sorcerer's Death where, you know, it could be like a sealing of the blood. You know, we know in the scripture it says you shall And I shall place a mark upon your arm and seal thy blood. And I told you that I did invocation and I got a mark right here. Scratches, 2 scratches. That's what we get, scratches. That's what I'm talking about, being a witch. You gotta get scratches, Every time you invoke a spirit and they, to give you confirmation that they came, they scratch you. That's a scratch. It's not some old witch scratching you with a fucking branch, all right? That's what I thought it was. And now, boy, I feel stupid now. Okay, so boom. That's what the fucking reptilian fucking shit does. It misplaces your fucking amniotic fluid and inhabits the person. So, with the sorcerer's death, we're being inhabited by the power of our ancestors and the power of our divine current and our guardians and that's what we're being imbued with, but not these people. The people that get the lizard thing or whatever, whatever they're being imbued with, that's not us. It's not us. That's not divine source. Where the fuck that shit is. Okay, so that's leading me to what I'm about to talk about. The mimic. Okay, obviously now, if you're a fucking actor or actress, they have what they refer to as the muse. What is the muse? The muse is their character. The muse is the legacy and the memory of that person, if they really existed, or the creation of that character in the etheric realm. If I give you a script, what's a script? Remember, I already told you. A song, a dance, a story. That's why they came up with the term, don't give me a song and a dance. Don't give me a song and a dance. Don't lie to me. What's a song and a dance? A lie. It's an illusion. So, do you really want to be a good actor or actress? I mean, it really take on the role like in every fucking way possible, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Just totally become embodied with that character. They're connecting with they're creating a higher self. They're creating a body of light, what they're doing. And they're connecting themselves to that creation. Becoming whole. And that's what we're doing right now by ascending. We're becoming whole. Okay? Okay, Manny Skywatch, Truth Aggregate, I'd like to hear from you guys. You're watching my video, okay? I'm giving some good information here, I believe. Okay, we're all waking up and we're now we're seeing the truth. That's why we can't hate these people. Okay, let's make an example. Okay, let's take President Obama for an example. Okay, let's say President Obama, hundreds if not thousands of years ago, was consumed by the enemy, his spirit. They got their claws on him or whatever. And he was a righteous leader, one of us or whatever, and they captured him or something to this effect. I don't know. If you're firmly connected, there's no way he could capture you. It'd be very difficult. Because we're under spiritual protection. But you got to give your soul, you got to pledge your soul to the Lord Lucifer. If you don't, no, you're not on spiritual protection. Then you're fair game. Okay, we made that commitment. We put all our faith and trust in our Lord and say, yeah, I give the care of my spirit unto you, Lord. Because I don't have the wisdom to protect my spirit, How many people do? You got the wisdom? Really? I mean, have you astral traveled and explored all the astral realms? Because that's the only way you could have that kind of security. Very sketchy security as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, that's what magicians say. They want to control their destiny by exploring the astral realms, making relationships there, and believing they have a safe place there. But now there is no safe place there because all the dimensions and astral realms will implode upon passing the planets. Okay, so all that's out the window. You know, how many people are hiding in these astral realms? Okay, that's wisdom of the gods. I don't have all that wisdom. I'm still a dumb earthling. Indentured slave of planet Dingbat Half-Truth. Boy. Okay, so I talked about the Mimmick. I talked about the Muse. Now let's talk about the Mimmick. Okay, what's the difference between a Muse and a Mimic? Okay, being an actor or actress is one thing, but being able to play the guitar, that's a whole nother fucking story and a whole nother ball game. Okay, let's take for instance some great rock and roll guitarist person. Let's say their spirit had been captured by the enemy hundreds of thousands of years ago, whenever it was. So they have this spirit with this skill set of being able to, play guitar like nobody's business. They want to continue to profit from this spirit. Okay, let's look at it from a logical, Mr. Spock standpoint here. They want to, Captain, they wish to profit from this spirit, over and over and over again, just like they profit from us because they own all the colleges. And every time, we're born again, guess what? Got to go pay tuition again, dummy, because you didn't wake up and learn how to keep your spirit intact through the process of death, and you get annihilated, and you start over and over. And we're in a prison, and they could consume our souls. So, what do you do? Obviously, we're born with innate characteristics and our, blessings that we started out with, So someone as a musician, usually every lifetime as a musician, whether they're totally controlled and manipulated or not, you just automatically going to do that. You're a carpenter one life, the next life you're probably going to be a carpenter again because you just find your way back. That's in our travels back to source. We come back into our skill set and our interests. Develop the same interests. Okay, so you got this great guitarist person who's fucking unbelievable on guitar, and he dies, but you don't want him to die. You want to keep him alive so you can keep profiting from that person, that spirit. So what do? Well, you create a clone and you imbue the memories and all that shit into the clone. Okay, but I don't believe that being able to play guitar like that, I don't know if that could be imbued in a person, That's why that's where this mimic shit comes into play. Where the reptilian spirit can mimic the person's skill set or personality characteristics, and okay, so maybe they need that, for someone to be able to be exactly the same and have the same skills and all that, So we don't know how many of these people have been replaced. Obviously politicians have been replaced, elite people. If don't forget there was supposed to be nuclear war. How long ago? And Heather Cole refused to relay the codes. Don't forget about that. Reportedly, there was a conspiracy between NATO, Canada, and whoever I forgot, to drop bombs on Russia, whatever, and the shit never went through. Because of Heather Cole, they say Heather Cole, Navy admiral or whatever, refused to relay the code. She said she wasn't doing it. Okay, so all the elite people already were aware of that. You think they're gonna they're not, these people, like, let's take Oprah Winfrey for example. Okay, this Oprah Winfrey person was probably just a clone of another ancient person to begin with, made all this money. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. And, you're hobnobbing with all the rich and famous and all discussing Jew scum, Jesuit filth. So you already know that these motherfuckers are trying to make nuclear war. You know. And you're not going to stay here. You're going to try to escape. You know, these people found stargates. You know, they have technology. I think they, you know, most likely probably have found some stargates, and um, I'm sure some of the high level, probably the men in black, those are probably the people that have capability to go, you know, interdimensional capabilities. Those are probably the people that are designated to go back and forth, you know, into the enemy space termite dimensions. Space rats are hiding out in there. But this is what I believe too, that in the beginning when the Allies came back, they, you know, had intentions of cleaning all the dimensions out, but I think they're just so infested they gave up, you know. And they just said, well, I'm just gonna have to wait. Okay. That's another reason why. Let's go back in the scripture. Where always is exile go? What's the river that's part of the Jordan River? Okay, where are these fucking people lined up at? The Jordan fucking River. Hello. Come on back to Jamaica, y'all. Okay? You got Saudi Arabia and the other 20 coalitions in Turkey in the north, whatever, lying on one side of the Jordan. And you got Russia and the Eastern Alliance on the other side. And the Jordan's there. Am I correct? Or is this the exact scenario of the exile of, you know, we're talking about the Jordan River. That's where they're lined up, okay? So, okay, let's continue here with the mimic teaching, or my understanding of this mimic bullshit. Okay, why did Ryan James Dio sing the song, We Are Stars? How are we stars? You know, what's the wisdom to this? Okay, some are star seeds. What is a star seed? Remember, I told you, in magic, you use the constellations. I told you that I believe the elite use the stars that we see to their advantage in some way or shape, form, or fashion. I didn't have the wisdom as to how, but now it's starting to come to me. This is how. Okay, I told you. It's a glass ceiling. Everything's at the same height. The moon is at the same height. The sun is at the same height. The stars are at the same height. Okay. You know, they just made smaller lights and bigger lights for us dum-dums to think that the star, oh no, that little light is farther away than the bigger light because I'm a moron. Okay. We're not falling for this bullshit anymore. Okay. But what the fuck exactly is the wisdom to what the lights, and are they just lights? No, they're not just lights. Not just fucking lights. They seed the stars. The light seeds the stars. As above, so below. The stars. Who's the stars? Okay, these are the spirits. These people. These are the elite spirits that they consume. That they fucking track these spirits. Okay, so what happens? They send down the light orb creation, or fraction of spirit. I believe they always hold a fraction of the spirit. Hold it hostage. This also reported in testimony of the pop people. Don Marshall, Tila Tequila, these people. They're reporting this. Not exactly in that manner, but the understanding that they have. Okay? So, star seeds the star, as above, so below. When the seed of the star is embodied in a synthetic life form, or put into the embryo of a living being and born naturally, somewhat naturally. That's how they track the spirit, man. Those spirits, certain spirits, are not consumed by the yellow box machine like all the other dumb people, slave people like us. How's that for some wisdom? I'm not tooting my own horn, but that just seems to make some sense to me. Remember, stand to reason. Always stand to reason. Well, wait a minute. We gotta all be like Spock. Let me think about this logically. Hold up a second. You know, Spock. I love Spock. Leonard Nimoy. And they villainize him and say he was some kind of pedophile pervert and fucking he used to have fat naked ladies running around his house and all. Get the fuck out of here. He had that great show, Leonard Nimoy, In Search of. That was one of the great. In Search of. That was. Think about it. That was the beginning of enlightenment for a lot of us. Huh. Come on, man. That show, In Search of, that seeded a lot of inspiration within us. Remember? Started to wake up. Wait a minute. What's this guy talking about? Great Leonard Nimoy. I don't give a shit what he did. He did some good work, as far as I'm concerned. And he was great on Star Trek. What was he supposed to be again? I think he symbolized the Valon, but they didn't call him Valon. They didn't call him Valon, did they? But I think they did have the Valon in the fucking Star Trek. Now that I think about it. All right, so that's about it there. Okay, so that's the teaching. Okay, I'd like to hear from Truth Aggregative or Manny Skywatch or some of these people, Mr. Doom there. All these people, Kafka, none of these people talk to me. All right, everybody. It's all love. We are the brave and true. United we stand.